Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the last of the paper piecing blocks, and I thought I'd do a video for this one because sometimes it can be tricky when you're trying to rotate in your brain the opposite as to how you want it to turn out. So for this one, I'm going to show you a little trick that I do. I did also label them. So the very first one here, I've labeled the STA. Sorry, I forgot my good copy at the store. So we're going to work off my rough notes here. But I thought if I label them, then you know which one to go for. So we're going to grab this piece that we've already cut out and used. And the way I like to do it is grab my piece. It should be opposite for me as it is for you, I'm hoping. I'm going to go back and look. So this should look like this piece here. However, what we want to do is we want to flip it because we know when we show right sides together, it's going to end up to that side. So what I like to do is start with number one, put it opposite to what it should be, and then we're going to figure out which way we are going to piece this second rectangle on. So the way I do it is I'll fold it back. I'm like, no, it can't be that piece because there's too much white. So then I'm going to take it, I'm going to rotate it, I'm going to fold it back, and then I'm seeing that there's more here and little up here, and I know it's not that piece. So then I'm going to rotate it again. I'm seeing that now it's mostly on the red. So that means this fourth side should be the right side. So now if I fold this back, I can see that the intersection is going to be the small part and we're going to cut. So pretending that we were going to cut this off, what I like to do is fold it back. I'm going to slide this piece underneath in pretending that we cut that because you want to be sure before you actually piece it together that you are going to be doing it correctly. So I don't know if this is the right way, but this is the way I like to do it. So I have right sides together, pretending that I'm going to sew there. And then what I can do is I can flip this back and I can see, okay, that here, turn it around this way. That looks like what we want. So I am going to fuse these two together and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have this fuse, so let's see if I did it correctly or not. So I am going to pull this back. Looks good. I know that this is my tiny corner and this is my bigger corner. So I'm going to grab my ruler, which is, well, I'll just grab whichever one is handy here. And we're going to cut just like we did with all the other ones. Actually, I can see this isn't 100% perfect, so I'm actually just going to refuse this really quickly because I do want it to all line up. And for those that know me, you know I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I am just going to fuse this really fast. All right, so I'm going to peel this back. I'm going to cut my quarter off here. Okay, and then I, just like all the other pieces, we're going to bring these two pieces together and I am going to sew right beside that paper. So for those that were wondering what toe, I like to use this open toe foot. So it has, sorry, I can't even see where the camera is there. It has, where's the camera? There we go. It has this little piece right there that's going to go right along the edge of this. So I can't, it's kind of, I can't move past that paper. So I like it because it sews right on that line, and that's called the stitch in the ditch foot. So I'm going to go do that and I'll be right back. Okay everyone, so I just sewed right on that line there. Next step that we're going to do is we're going to take this to the pressing station and we're going to press that out and then we're going to square it up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've just pressed that. It's all fused to the paper. Then I'm going to take my 3.5 inch, put it on this way, my 3.5 inch square ruler here, and we're just going to square it up to 3.5 inches. And we know this side and this side are good. It's actually just these two sides that we have to square up. And a little dog ear there. We're going to take that off and peel it back from the paper. And you can see that we have now completed the STA. So we're going to do the same thing for the STB, and I'll show you how to do that one as well if you're interested in watching. That way you guys will be clear as mud when you go to do it yourselves. So give me 1 second to grab my materials. Okay, everyone, so now we're going to take our STB paper, which is the second one over here. And like I said before, you're going to have it lined up with the picture, but that's not the way we're going to do it. We're going to flip it. I have a hard time flipping in my head, so I'm a visual person, so I like to flip it where I can see it. And then we're going to fuse it again to this paper, and we're going to go around to see what edge it is that we're going to use. So we're not going to use this one, we know, because there's too much white. So if we rotate it one, it's not going to be this one, because actually it is going to be this one because it's thin here and thicker down here. So we're going to give that a little test. We're going to fold this back like we had just cut that, and we're going to see if this one is going to be a match. So if we line that up like we're going to sew it, and then we flip it over, we can see that this piece is going to match this piece here. So I am going to go ahead and fuse this together. Okay, so I've just fused it, I've peeled it back. We're going to trim that piece again and take that off. Then we, just like the last one, we're going to take our other rectangle there and we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to sew right on beside that paper line there. Okay, so we've just sewed on this line. Then we're going to take it, we're going to flip it over. I like to put the iron to my seam first so it seals it, and then I am going to piano key or finger press that out, and then we'll take it back here and we'll square it up. Okay, so we got it all fused, and now we are just going to square that up. So grab my cutter, my ruler, unlike yesterday when it meshed into my other ruler and I couldn't find it. I found it this time, and we are just gonna line it up as best we can. And we know basically this side's not really gonna be anything. This side has a little bit of a dog ear. And we have this side and this side. And voila! You guys have just done your last step. So we have these two pieces. Perfection. Well done. You guys can now call yourself expert foundation paper piecers. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.